With so many different types of devices out in the market, how do we even begin to understand this product? We will begin with the hardware, starting with the atomizers. Now, you're most likely aware of the fill and go stuff. It's fairly simple. You would unscrew the bottom portion, flip the tank over to fill with your favorite e-liquid. Then, reseal. Place it back onto your battery, and you're ready to go. In the event that your coil is finished, you would manually replace them. So what is inside of one of these atomizers? If we were to look inside, you would see the coil of our heating element and our wick running through them. Now this provides light vapor production and is a mild nicotine delivery system. But what if we wanted greater performance? For that we have rebuildable atomizers. Rebuildable atomizers come in a dripping style known as an RDA, which stands for Rebuildable Dripping Atomizer. Or we can use a tank atomizer known as the RTA, which stands for Rebuildable Tank Atomizer. Although there is a daunting amount of atomizers in the world, they are generally all categorized the same. We will go over the most common categories. So in comparison to our fill and go coils, what is the RDA actually? It is generally a few prongs sitting on top of an open deck. This allows us to build larger coils so that we may focus strictly on the performance of vapor production. We make our own coils using a heating resistance wire, and we install them into the posts. The posts are then screwed down securely, excess wire is then removed, wicks are then fed through the coils. In comparison to our previous coil, this larger coil will give us a much more satisfying vape. It is called a dripping atomizer because juice is directly dripped onto the atomizer. However, using this method, we would only get to enjoy a few drags before we must reapply the liquid, and so the tank atomizer was born. After removing the top cap of our tank atomizer, you will see that the build deck is very similar to our dripping atomizer. We wanted the convenience of not having to constantly drip, so we added a tank at the bottom of the atomizer. Coils are now installed vertically, and wicks can be threaded vertically through the coil and down into the chamber. Although using a Genesis can give you somewhat of the performance of using a dripper, you had to tilt the device in order to get the e-liquid to constantly wick. So once more, tanks evolved again. This tank uses a gravity system. First we remove the top cap. This is the glass tank that holds all the e-liquid. This is the chimney where the vapor is exhausted. Once again, a deck still focused on a larger atomizer. Our wick is again threaded through the heating element. Juice channels on both sides of the atomizer to allow e-liquid to flow to the wicks. The chimney is reapplied. The tank goes back. And the cap is sealed on tight. No matter what type of atomizer you choose, each one serves its purpose differently. Each one provides different vapor production, a different nicotine delivery system, a different air draw. For those who prefer tighter air draws or looser settings, there is a different type of atomizer for everyone. The fill and go tanks have now evolved into larger, more advanced systems that also uses the same principle of larger coils for more vapor production. This concludes our first class. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. For more classes, tutorials, and knowledge on vaping, please click the banner and visit PegasusVaporAcademy.com.